Hello, this is Erin from Morehouse Farm with today's knitting tip, which is how to make a pom-pom. I'm working on a giant one for the top of our half pipe hat, but you can use this technique to make a pom-pom of any size. What you're going to need is a pair of scissors, of course your yarn, and then a plastic or cardboard disc. I just use the top off of a food container. As you can see, it's about 4.5–4 3/4 inches wide. Doesn't matter, but just keep in mind that the diameter of your disc is going to change the diameter of your pom-pom. Now, I've cut a hole out of the middle of it and just a slit through which I'm going to wind the yarn. It's not important that this be perfect, it's just got to work. So the first thing you're going to do is cut a length of yarn that's about 1 foot long. Doesn't have to be exact, but this is going to serve as the tie that holds the pom-pom together. So put it across your disc, and then you'll take your yarn. I've been knitting the half pipe hat, so my yarn is doubled, and I'm going to line it up with the edge of the disc, and then I'm going to start wrapping around. 1, 2, 3, and so forth. And for this one, I did 100, I believe, individual yarns, so that'd be 50 wraps, which gave a pom-pom like this. So keep wrapping until you get to the point where you are happy with the thickness. Okay, and when you've gotten to the point where you're happy with the wraps and how thick it is, cut the yarn, get it as close to even with the edge of the disc as you can, and then you're going to take your original piece, that 12 inches that's along the disc. See how it's underneath all of those wraps? That's where I want it to be, because this is going to be the center of the pom-pom. So I'm just going to tie it in a square knot, which is one over the other, and pull it as tight as I can. And I want to get that as close to the middle of this as possible. So I'll just monkey it down here. Now, I will tie it again because I don't want it to come apart. So again, just right over left. That's your basic square knot. Doesn't have to be exact. And pull it tight. Now I've anchored my pom-pom. So I'm going to come along and I'm going to cut it loose. All I'm going to do is snip along the edge of my disc. Some people like to use 2 cardboard discs because then you can cut in between them. I don't know that it's necessary because this works just fine. And if you have this plastic one with a little bit of a lip on it, there's plenty of room to get your scissors in. So just keep cutting until all of the pom-pom fronds are done. And you can see it's starting to thicken up and even out and spread out, taking the shape that we're after. And once it's through the last bit, you can pull your pom-pom out of the center. And voila, there we are. These 2 long strings are what's going to hold it onto the hat. So when I bring that over, now I can just take a darning needle, thread it through the top of our hat, and there we go. 1 hat, 1 pom-pom. Happy knitting from Morehouse Farm.